Hello, wonderful people of the Relationship Paradise group. So, guys, I want to talk to you about how to give joy to your partner, which is not how you think. So, watch this carefully. How do you give joy to your woman? How do you give joy to your man? It's not how you think. So, most of us, we think that to give joy to our partner, we need to just take care of them, show our appreciation, speak their love languages, right? Like some of you may be familiar with the book, The Five Love Languages. Or just be affectionate, be understanding, take care of their needs, do what you can to make them happy, try to please them as much as you can. Sometimes like giving up your needs just to make them happy, because you find joy in making them happy. That's how we think we can give joy to our partner, but that's not it. That's just part of giving joy to your partner. It's just one way. It's just one of the ways out of the two ways. So there's two ways that have to come together. And when you do both ways, then you give joy. Otherwise, you don't give joy. You actually give pain. You give even depression. You even give boredom, meaninglessness. You make them unhappy just by doing this one thing that I just described, which most of us think is the way or is the only way. Many of us nice guys and nice girls, we think that, again, the more we put effort into making our partner happy, the more we cater to all of their needs, to everything they say. We try to listen to them and take care of what they're saying and what they want from us and so on. Then we will be loved back, because we think we give them joy, but we don't give them joy. We give them boredom. But it's innocent because we don't know that's what we're doing. That's how we have been taught to make a person happy, by doing what we can to make them happy. This was a big lesson for me many years ago. I couldn't believe that this was the truth. So there's to give joy. Joy is not made of just one thing. To give joy to your partner, to make them happy, there's two needs that you need to fulfill. And when you fulfill both needs, that's when you give them joy. When you fulfill just one of the needs, you don't give joy, you give boredom. Or if you fulfill the other one, which I'm going to share in a second, you give fear, you give anxiety. So you need to fulfill both needs to give them joy. And when you give them joy, they will love you. They will adore you. They will be in love with you. They will venerate you. You will be irreplaceable to them. So the reason people leave us is because we don't give them joy. All right? So to give them joy, I don't want to confuse you, because the reason people leave us is because of our mindset, because of our neediness toward them. So our need of them turns them off. It does not give them joy. Now let's look at how our neediness expresses in a way that does not give our partner joy, and how when we are secure, that will lead to behavior which gives your partner joy, right? So it all begins with the mindset. That's really the thing that has to change. But then the mindset will reflect in certain behavior. And your behavior will either give your partner joy or not, or bore them to death, or make them anxious. So what are these two needs we need to fulfill to give your partner joy? The first need is the need of, let's say, affection. Because we can use many words for this, right? So affection, comfort, appreciation, kindness, caring, certainty. This is one need, right? This is just different words for the same thing, affection. The other need, so your partner needs to feel like you care, like you want to you want the best for them, that you want to make them happy in the usual way, right? You want them to be happy and to be pleased and to be comfortable, right? So you can use affection with comfort. You make their life comfortable, which is what we think giving someone joy is all about. But that's just one of the needs. The other need, so there's two needs. One of them is affection, and all these words that I just described, different ways of describing the same thing. What affection is giving them certainty that you're going to be there for them, that you care about them, by putting effort, being kind and caring. That's one need. The other need that your partner needs from you to have joy is challenge. So it's one need I'm going to describe in a few different words. Challenge, uncertainty, desire. Them being challenged by you. So, or we can say attraction. So one of the needs is affection. The other one is attraction. Attraction is not about physical and so on, physical or sexual attraction. It's really emotional attraction. Attraction is desire, is you wanting the person or the person wanting you. All right, so we have affection and we have attraction. Or we can say we have comfort, which is the affection element, and then we have challenge. Or we can say we have certainty, you give your partner certainty that you love them, and you have uncertainty that you could leave them if they're not a good fit for you, or if this is not a great relationship. So two needs. And when you meet both of them, that's when you give them joy. Just one doesn't give joy, the other one doesn't give joy either. Both of them give joy or make your partner feel happy and therefore in love with you. There was this guy, this psychologist by the name of Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. This is the author of the book Flow. This is a guy who has studied, studied what it means to be happy in life and at work. So how do people are happiest at work? He has interviewed and studied thousands of people over a career of many years. I think over 20 years. For over 20 years, he has studied this area of happiness at work. And what he found is that for us to be happy at work, we need to have two things. We need to have, the job needs to be easy enough that we can do it. So we need to have the capacity to do it. So we have the certainty that we can do it. And we need to have the challenge that it's still a little bit out of our comfort zone. It still stretches us a little bit, pushes us a little bit. So we have the capacity, we have the certainty that I can do this, but it still is a challenge. It still is stretching me. So what he found is that when people have both comfort in terms of their work and challenge, that's when they get into a state of flow. Flow means being engaged, being happy, not feeling like time is passing. It's like what we see when we fall in love with someone. Like our life is so exciting. We were so engaged with them. It's the same with work. People who are happiest, they have a job that is doable enough, but is also stretching them, is pushing them out of their comfort zone. So, and what he found very fascinating is that when the job is too easy, you have the capacity, but it's not challenging you. It's just easy. You can do it. You can do it. You've done this 100 times or 1,000 times, and you have no challenge. Then people are bored at work. And in fact, in time, they get to hate their job. They get depressed in their job. They have no meaning. They have no motivation. They have no desire for their job because it's too easy. It's just, there's nothing for them to grow from it. It's just comfortable. They have certainty, but they don't have uncertainty. They don't have challenge. They don't have attraction or desire or motivation. So if the job is too easy, they get bored, right? If the job is too complicated, though, if the project they're working on or the job, the task they have to do is too complicated, it's too complex, it's too hard, way too hard, which is the opposite of easy, then they get anxious, they get stressed out, they struggle, they freak out. It's too much, so they get anxious. So you have two extremes. If the job is too easy, they get bored and depressed. If the job is too complex and hard for them, they get anxious and stressed out and burned out. But when you have a job that's easy enough, is doable, but also challenging, it has a stretch of like a 20% challenge. It has, something that still kind of makes you wonder, can I do this? Or I hope I can do this. Let me fully focus myself so that I can do this. It's really motivating, it's really engaging, it's fun, it's enjoyable, it gives them joy. And now we're getting to relationship joy, right? It's the same with love. It's exactly the same with love, because the same mechanism that works in a job or in a relationship. So when your partner only has certainty that you love them and you do everything you can to make them happy, they feel comfortable. And if they have only that, they get bored. After a while, after a few months or years, they know my partner is not going to go anywhere. He's going to be there or she's going to be there. I don't need to do much to make them happy because they already love me. They need me, right? They can feel the neediness. So our neediness is giving a lot of certainty and no uncertainty, which is the other side. So the more we try to make our partner happy, the more affection we give them, the more comfort we give them, the more we try to please them, thinking this is the way to make them happy, the more, in fact, we actually get them depressed. We get them to take us for granted. We get them bored. Their mind, their heart is bored. There's nothing for them to be motivated to be in a relationship with you. They're not being challenged. And like I say to the men I work with, if you don't challenge your partner, someone else will. And many of the guys have experienced their woman cheating or being with some other man, because they are not meeting this second need. They're not meeting the challenge. So she needs that. She needs, like, if you have a job and it's just boring and you're gonna look for that challenge, maybe look for a different job because you're depressed in this job. Although it's giving you everything you need, right? And the boss is like, are you leaving the job? Because you have everything. You have a great salary, you're doing what you can do, and everything is great. You have all these benefits. We're trying to make you happy. We're giving you holidays. Why are you leaving us? You're like, you don't know. Most people don't even know that they have this need. They just feel that they're not happy. I don't know. I can't. Same with relationships. If you've experienced women leaving you or men leaving you in the past, they don't know why they're leaving you. They feel like, yeah, you deserve better. I just don't know. I'm not in love anymore. Not being in love means that not being in flow anymore, in the flow of love, not being engaged, missing the challenge, missing the desire. So this is what's happening in the relationship as well. If you just give affection and you do everything you can to make your partner happy, even at the expense of your own happiness, sacrificing your own well-being just to make them happy, and being very understanding even when they are not really living up to their own potential as a lover, as a man and a woman for you. You're kind of closing a blind eye, not trying to create too much tension, trying to be caring. You think you're doing right, but actually you're getting them bored to death, right? Just like in a job. I'm going to give you a moment to reflect on this. I'm going to show you in the other side as well in a second. If, however, we go to the other extreme, So the first one, the affection one, is where we are very selfless. We're very like trying to give, give, give. The other extreme is being a quote unquote bad boy, where we are very selfish and very self-focused. And we push away our partner all the time. You may have seen people like this. I was like this as well. I used to be the nice guy who gives affection. Then I realized this is not working. My girlfriends would leave me or even cheat on me. And it hurt me so much that I started to question this. So I, went online, started learning about the relationships and attraction and seduction and so on and so on. And I learned that you need to be a bad boy. You need to create attraction, right? To create this challenge, this uncertainty side. And I learned that. And the problem is that if you just do that as well, you're a bad boy. You're just creating, like, people say women love jerks or men love bitches and so on, right? It's because they are meeting the other need. But if you're just meeting that need, then the relationship with you is going to give your partner too much anxiety, too much stress, too much struggle. She's always going to wonder, does he love me? Does he really care about me? Because too much uncertainty means that she's wondering, do you love her? Are you going to be there for her? So too much uncertainty makes your partner afraid and way too stressed out and anxious. If the other one is missing, the affection is missing, if the certainty is missing. Just like in a job, right? If the job is too hard, it's too hard. It's giving the person anxiety, stressing them out, burns them out. So if we just create affection, we bore our partner to death, which happens all the time, especially with the men I work and probably you watching this, because we are in the category of nice guys, of trying to please, thinking this is the way. If, however, you're going to the other, extreme and you just create attraction, you go online, maybe you learn for attraction techniques and so on, then you go to your relationship and you're like pushing her away and teasing and just being way too selfish and making your partner feel very uncertain about your feelings for her. Maybe you've experienced this when you don't really care for someone and you're very cold and aloof because you don't really care about them. That's when you're creating that attraction, right? Because they are very uncertain, you're being a challenge. But when you do care, you're way in this other extreme of affection. Now you have to learn, if you want to give your partner joy, is that when you do care for someone, you want to be able to balance both of this. You want to meet both of these needs of affection and attraction, challenge and so comfort and challenge, right? Certainty that I do love you, and uncertainty and you could lose me if this is not a great relationship. So it's two needs, right? Now, this is behavior, but this is what we do. This is affection. We give affection, we behave in affectionate ways. We give attraction, we behave in attractive ways. These are strategies and ways to behave. And they are a reflection of the mindset we have. Are we needy in our approach to relationships, or are we secure in our approach to relationships? If we are needy, we are going to be in the extreme of giving, and forgetting and not able to create an attraction. And even when we try to create attraction, because we go online, we learn all kinds of strategies and we try to do those things, we're still needy, although we're trying to show with the attraction strategies that we are not needy, that we don't really care. When we do care, but we just try to not show that we care, or try to show that we're not afraid of losing your partner so that you can keep her. But that's still neediness. You still need the person. That's why you're doing all this manipulation stuff to keep them. So when we become secure, that's when we naturally get to make our partner happy, comfortable, certain, but also uncertain, challenged, attracted. So when we change our mindset, we change our approach to relationships. We go from loving with attachment to loving without attachment, without fear of loss. We do this in the Secure Man School, Secure Mindset School, right? So if you're interested in that, keep an eye open, because we might open applications in a few weeks. But once we change our mindset, then our behavior will reflect these two things. We're going to give affection and we're going to create attraction. Because here's what's going to happen. We don't just try to please your partner. You also start to respect yourself and your own well-being once you become secure. Because you start to care more about you being happy and you guys having a great relationship than keeping your partner. For you, the priority changes once you become secure, when we are insecure and needy in our approach to relationships. For us, it's more important to keep the person than to be happy. When we become confident and secure and we change our mindset, the priority changes, and for us, it's more important for us to be happy than to keep your partner. And if your partner can be a great source of happiness for you, can make you happy, can be a great partner, then you stay with them. If not, you're not afraid of letting go of them. You're willing to walk away. That's what happens when we change our mindset. So we let go of fear of loss, we overcome that fear, we really build our confidence to feel like we deserve to be loved for exactly who we are with all of our issues. And we start to respect ourselves. At the moment we start to respect ourselves, and we're not afraid of losing our partner, a beautiful thing happens. We still care about our partner, so we still give affection and show our love and appreciation and I love you and all that good stuff. But also, we no longer tolerate bullshit. We no longer accept our partner, treating us in ways we don't really appreciate. We start really setting some boundaries and letting your partner know that, hey, this is not okay. I'm not happy with this. And then we know how to really set those boundaries, because there's many traps there. Your partner will challenge your boundaries and they will criticize you and you'll have arguments. And when we become secure, we know exactly how to set boundaries and ask for what we want. So when we change our mindset, when we become secure, then we give affection, but also we respect ourselves. So this way we challenge our partner. So we also create attraction, because we don't just accept anything your partner does. We're very selective with what we accept. So we actually become very honest about what we don't like in the relationship. And we don't just let our partner love them for who they are. We do love them for who they are, but we also do not accept them treating us in ways that we don't appreciate. So in this way, we challenge them to be a better partner for us. So your approach changes from trying to please your partner, to give and please them, to actually being very honest, and you take care of their needs, but also you respect yours. And now your partner also knows that if they're not a good partner, you're willing to walk away. So this creates uncertainty, which creates the attraction. Now, so you see there's uncertainty, which is, meeting the other need, not just the need of certainty, but also the uncertainty. So because you've changed your mindset, because you've became a secure person, this naturally translates in giving your partner, meeting that second need that they have, the need for attraction, for, uncertainty, not just certainty. They know you love them, but they also know you could walk away because you respect yourself more than just to stay in a relationship that you're not happy in. So uncertainty is not some threat or threatening the relationship. It's really the reality that you respect yourself and you want to be in a relationship that makes you happy, and that is a quality relationship. And if it's not the case, you're going to speak up. And if nothing changes, you're going to walk away, and your partner knows that, and that's what creates the uncertainty, meets the second need of attraction, which is the attraction, right? I mean, these are deep dynamics of relationships. It took me many years, almost 10 years about 5 years to figure them out. And, the last 10 years, last other 5 years to really teach them. So it's been 10 years altogether. These are deep stuff. They may appear simple, but they are very profound once we start really seeing them. So, like, we begin with this idea that to give your partner joy, you need to meet both needs at once. The need for affection and the need for attraction, the need for appreciation and for desire. Most of us, we just meet the need for affection, and we're not meeting the need for desire and attraction and challenge and uncertainty. And when we change our mindset from a needy, insecure approach to relationships to a secure one, a self-respecting one, and choice-based one, like we said, uncertainty is very natural already. So you're meeting that need. And challenge is very natural, because the way you challenge, one of the ways you challenge your partner is by not accepting bullshit, or them, not respecting your boundaries, or not being a great lover for you. So actually, by you being honest and telling your partner what you don't like in their behavior, what you don't appreciate, and what is not okay for you, you're actually creating challenge. You're becoming a challenge for them, because being with you is not easy. You're challenging them. They need to be challenged to become a better woman, a better partner. They need to work harder to be a great lover for you. So now you are a challenge. Now you are attractive. Now you are desirable. So you basically give your partner joy, not just by loving them for who they are, but also by challenging them to be a better lover for you. By communicating what you don't appreciate and what you want more of. I call this, in the Secure Mindset School, we call them boundaries and standards. Things you don't like, things you want more of. Your likes and your dislikes. Dislikes are boundaries, likes are standards. And you learn how to set them properly and how to communicate them in a way that your partner actually wants to hear. And they do, because you've already you've had the other shifts that you need to be a secure person. You're no longer afraid of losing your partner. You're not needy for them. You're not depending on them to be happy. You're not depending on them to love yourself. You understand the purpose of relationships. So you've changed as a man, and now you can speak up and set those boundaries and standards and become a challenge. So how do you give joy to your partner? Like I said in the beginning, it's not how you think. It's not just by pleasing them and making them happy. It's also, that's the fun thing, by empowering them, by asking more of them, asking more from them, asking them to do things for you which you want more of to be happy in the relationship, which you feel like you need in the relationship to be happy for you. And by letting them know what you don't appreciate in the relationship, setting those boundaries and doing it properly in a firm and kind way. So the way you give joy is by doing both, actually, not just pleasing them and empowering them to be better for you, to please you more, to make you happy as well, to respect your happiness. Because finally, because you've changed the mindset, finally, you start to respect yourself as well. You respect your happiness more than keeping the person, because you've already overcome the fear of loss. You're no longer afraid of a breakup. You're no longer afraid of a divorce, afraid of loss. So finally, you can speak up and be really honest and really respect your happiness. And when you do that, the way you behave is that you care for your partner, but you also care for your well-being. So you make them happy, but you also challenge them to be better lovers for you. You ask of them more. So that's how you give them joy, not by just loving them for who they are or for how they are treating you now, but by actually pushing them to be better. We're asking of them or inviting them, not pushing them or forcing them, but inviting them to be better. Without forcing anything, really, you're inviting them. And if they're not willing, you're not happy. So you're willing to walk away from this relationship. And this creates the challenge, creates the uncertainty in a natural way. Of course, it helps to know a lot more about attraction. You know, this is just an overview. It's a little crash course for you. But, you know, if you get this, what I'm describing right now, you become one of the few people in the world who start to really understand relationships and romance and love and romantic love. Because romantic love, again, is this mix between the two, affection and attraction. Imagine like an equation: affection plus attraction on top of attitude, of mindset. When we change our mindset, which is becoming secure, not needy, overcoming that, which is what we do in the Secure Mindset School, the Secure Man School, the Secure Woman School, if you want. We might start in the next, you know, in this year, next year, we'll see, for women as well. Right now, you know, we're doing, you know, the first edition of the Secure Man School for guys. It's in the middle of it. It's a great experience. And soon it's ending. So, you know, I'm probably going to start a new edition in the next few weeks. I may start the application, open the applications, and select a few people as well who are great, who are ready, who are tired of boring women to death and pushing their woman away, and ready to actually be a secure person and an irreplaceable guy. Because that's how you become irreplaceable, by changing your mindset, changing your approach to relationships, from I need you to being I choose you if you're a great fit for me, because I finally start to respect myself. That's how you become irreplaceable. You change your mindset, you let go of neediness, you become secure, and then this reflects into how you behave, which is you give joy to your partner because you meet both needs, right? The need for attraction and for affection, for certainty and uncertainty. And most of us nice guys, we just meet the need for certainty, which bores our partner to death, gets them depressed. I had many clients. I had a guy, he's an older guy, 59, a lawyer, great, amazing man. And he was telling me that when we started working together, that his girlfriend, a younger girlfriend, she was being depressed. She told him that she's depressed, and she's like, and I told him, you are making her depressed. And he started seeing that he's contributing to her depression by giving her everything, gifts, all kinds of gifts, even giving her a lot of money, doing everything to make her happy, buying stuff for her, you know, fixing all her problems. He's not giving her the chance to be challenged, to be uncertain, to be excited, to be engaged. She's out of flow. She's not in flow. She's not in love anymore. She's not in the flow of love with him, because he's only meeting, like most nice guys that we are, meeting the need for affection. He had no clue, which most of us don't have, about the need for attraction, for desire. And just like that guy, the author of the book Flow, what he found out is that for someone to be in flow and feel like they are engaged and happiest and motivated, we need both. Our brain needs both. Now I can go very deep to explain why we, as humans, we have these two needs. But just this example, I think it's enough for now. Otherwise, our relationships are boring for our partner because we don't have a chance to grow. When you're just accepting everything your partner does, and you're not really asking of her more to make you happy, and you're just tolerating mediocrity, she's bored. She cannot grow with you. However, when you ask her to please you by respecting yourself, that's just one of the ways to create attraction, but it's a powerful one for you to become a challenge. You actually empower your woman to grow. And when you grow, just like at work, when you have that challenge, you're growing. And when we are growing, we are in flow, we are engaged, we are in love. We are most excited. We are happiest. So for giving your partner joy means giving them the chance to grow by being with you. And she grows by being a better lover for you, by making you happy more, by knowing that you're not gonna just accept anything from her, that what you want is a great lover, not just any lover, not just someone who is gonna be there and treat you in a mediocre way. What you want is a great lover because you want a great relationship, because you finally give a shit about yourself and about your happiness. And once you start giving a shit about yourself, that's when you give your partner joy, because now she has, or he is being challenged to be a better lover for you. So you're not just giving them affection, you're also giving her the chance to grow, attraction, challenge, uncertainty, and all that good stuff. Hope this makes sense. If you need, watch this 2 times, 3 times, watch it again. Share, you're watching this in the Relationship Paradise Facebook group, right? Share in the comments section what is the number 1 takeaway that you had from this. That's how you really make solid the insight that you had. You put it into words, and you're being forced to make it very clear for yourself. So share it for you, share it with us. And so other people can see it as well and learn from your insights, and you can learn from other people's insights. So share what's your number 1 takeaway. What other takeaways you had, not just one. Maybe you had 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, however. It's okay, share all of them. The more you write it for yourself, you put it onto paper. Your mind is being forced to crystallize the ideas that you just kind of try to understand into words, and that's how you really learn. And when you give your partner joy by being a secure person, because you've changed the mindset and now you're behaving in attractive ways, and affectionate, let's say in the right way. When you give your partner joy, then they are in love with you and they give you joy. They're motivated to make you happy and to be a great lover for you. That's how you get relationship paradise. That's how you become happy in a relationship. That's how you have a great long-lasting relationship that lasts forever, because you have You give her joy and she wants to give you joy. Because when your partner is in love, she wants to reciprocate with love, with affection, with challenge, with, and if she respects herself as well, she's going to challenge you as well. That's why, like, with my wife, I've been with my wife and with my girlfriend for about 9 years, almost 10 years, one of which is being married. And the way she gives me joy is not just by doing everything to make me happy, but also by challenging me to be a better man for her. Because if she accepts me being just treating her in just mediocre ways, or treating her in ways that I'm not really being my best version of a man, of a husband, if she accepts that and doesn't say anything, she doesn't give me joy. So she gives me joy by really asking more of me, loving me for who I am, but also asking more of my behavior, of my treatment to her, so that we can have a great relationship. And the way I give her joy is by giving her affection, but also asking more of her, challenging her to be a better lover for me, not accepting bullshit, not accepting toxic behavior, or her treating me in ways that I don't like. But please don't just get focused right now on behavior. Behavior is really the consequence of your mindset. What you do is the consequence of how you think. So for us to really create this balance of affection and attraction, we actually need to change who we are. We need to change our mindset. Because if you just go right now and you try to behave in attractive ways, it's gonna be tough. You actually have to become secure. Have to come to a point, and if you are there, that's fine, but most of us are not. You have to become a man who respects himself and cares about himself, feels like he deserves to be loved for who he is, who's confident, who's independent in his happiness, who's not afraid of losing anybody, who's respecting of himself. That's how you change the mindset. That's the work we do in the Secure Man School. I mentioned this because I want you to consider changing your mindset. That's the most important work you can do for the quality of your life. That's why I exist. That's why I do this work. Because I want more men in this freaking world to be secure. I want more secure men in this world, not less needy man, less insecure man in terms of how we approach relationships. We may be very secure and confident in our business, in our work, or with other people, but when it comes to the person we love, we are needy. We feel like we need them. And this is what's pushing our partner away and not allowing us to give them joy. So, yeah. Hope this serves you. Hope this serves you. I just have one invitation for you to love better. The secure way, without attachment, without fear of loss. The right way, with an open hand. Love better. When you love better, you will be loved back. And you'll have a great relationship where your partner will not leave you after a few weeks or months or years, will not want to divorce you, which happens a lot, will not even think of cheating because you will be the only man she's engaged with. She's so focused on making you happy that she doesn't have time for anybody else because she's so passionate about you, just like she used to be in the beginning. When you love better in a secure way, you get to have the lasting relationship, the happy family, being an example to your kids, being an example to your friends, to the people around you of how to be secure, just like insecure, like most people are. The default way we love is in an insecure way, and it doesn't work. It's time for us to upgrade, to love the right way, the secure way. So again, watch this again, this video again, because I invite you to love better for yourself and for your woman, your current woman, maybe your ex, which you might get back or not, or for your future woman, for your future wife, for your kids. So you give them an example of what it means to love the right way, without fear of loss, without neediness. What it means to give joy to someone, which is not just to please, 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 and give, but also to ask of them to step up and be a better lover for you. And let them know that you're willing to walk away, which meets the need for uncertainty. I mean, this is just a crash course, but I hope it serves you. Don't stop. Yeah, don't stop. Love better. I will see you around the group. Cheers.